Right, I'm here, man. Set everything up. I've become a flipping nightmare sometimes trying to get all this shit together. But I'm here. Don't know wobbles. Everything's secure. Are we in place? There's a pube on my screen. A doggy pube. You fucks. Hello. Yeah, so we've got to do number 2. Gotta be careful. It's a sunny day out there today, but I cannot do much. I had radiotherapy on my spine yesterday because I have a shitty back. I've got 2 herniated discs, so I'm trying to be careful. I was told to rest up, but that is not possible because it's boring, basically. I don't need to rest up. I can still move. I'm still being careful, not picking shit up. There's a lot going on at the moment, so I don't want to be too rested. Okay, yeah, so we want to do number 2, right? We want to continue this skull sketch. You might notice that in the thumbnail of the last video, I changed it to a finished version of this. Well, it is the finished version. I've actually booked someone in for that. As I said in the last video, this is just me carrying on, doing something similar, basically doing the same design. I don't know. Anyway, forgive me, okay? It's been a busy couple of weeks. We've just come to a cool arrangement, whereas this house that I call my home will be ours one day, so we're gonna have a lot of work to do as well. And I'm a little bit afraid because I've got the world's shittest back. But I'm hoping with this radiotherapy, I'll be able to go back to the gym again because I haven't been able to go for months and it's pissing me off, man. I'm not even fussed about getting ripped. I'm an old git now. I need to exert energy. I need to do it. I need to get in that gym and exert energy. And when I don't get to do that, I get pent up energy everywhere. And maybe I should just quit drinking coffee. Oh, I was gonna hide that, but I couldn't find anywhere to do it. Maybe I should just quit drinking coffee. Maybe I should just drink more water or just walk more. But you know what? Gym was my fucking jam. And now it is not. Anyway, I can't even remember where the last video ended, but I know this is where I left the sketch, so I'm just gonna continue with this from here. So we've got my reference up again still, and we'll just go forward from where we left it. So yeah, we was kind of like finalising lines. This is that sketch. So let's dull this new layer and just go in neat, I guess. Yeah, let's go in with some neater lines and kind of just see what we come out with. Start using black, we've been using red. Oh shit. Fuck it, let's go over it in black. Right. Yeah, so every 2 years I've got to have... Well, actually, I think this is the last time I'm allowed it as radiotherapy on my back. I have 2 herniated discs that I've had for years, and I don't know if I've mentioned the small story before, but it actually happened while I was playing live. I was playing in, I want to say it was Glasgow, called like the ABC or something in Glasgow. This was years ago. We was on tour with a band called Raging Speedhorn. And whilst I was playing, I felt a twinge in my back, and then carried on. I was a bit drunk, but carried on playing. And that night, after we loaded everything back in the van, we had to hit the damn road again, and I can't remember where we ended up. No, it was in Birmingham. Sure, I probably got all these places wrong. Anyway, we were in Birmingham, like we arrived in Birmingham. I remember we stopped off at like a Tesco's or something to get some lunch or some breakfast or whatever it damn was. And my legs gave way. I got out of the van and they just didn't work. Like full on didn't work. And I was like, in my head I was like, shit, I'm paralysed. Like I haven't got any fucking movement of legs. Like they were gone. I had to lay on the floor next to the van whilst the guys went and got lunch. Sounds like they were fucking arseholes, didn't they? Just left me there to get lunch. But I said, nah, just go and get it, I'll be fine. I laid there for it, well, I wasn't fine, but I laid there thinking, what the fuck am I gonna do? Knowing full well I couldn't then go and play another show. And they took me to Birmingham hospital where I had to spend the night. We had to miss the next two shows on the tour, which obviously no one was happy about. And they kicked me out of the hospital in the morning. They gave me a pair of crutches, a bunch of painkillers, and just sent me on my way. And that was it. Physio for years. And it was only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, bear in mind this gig was 12 years ago. Yeah, something like that. So it was only about 4 or 5 years ago, I managed to convince him. I said, look, there's something wrong here. Like, this physio's doing nothing. It's not like I wasn't active anyway. I was, a bit clued up on my gym. I knew like what to do and what to not do. Like, I stopped deadlifting and squatting and shit like that. And I just said, this isn't working. I'm strengthening my core. And I said, we have to go, you have to give me an MRI. You have to give me some kind of scan to tell me what the fuck's wrong with my back, because something's not right. I could feel that something wasn't right, and I was worried. I've had friends I remember a friend's parent died. This was years ago when I was like a kid. She died from cancer because she had a bad back. She laid on the floor every day trying to stretch it out, and when they finally scanned it, like, you've got tumours up and down your spine. So that panicked me a bit. I was like, shit, man, what if that's going on and no one's scanned me or anything? So yeah, I managed to like talk him into it, and guess fucking what? 2 herniated discs. 2 fucking herniated discs. All this time I've been sitting there tattooing like a bloody idiot, hunched over, tattooing like that, no care in the world, thinking, oh, don't worry, I just got a shitty back. And it's just been making it worse. Like, I've lost a bend in my neck. Someone mentioned I had like the early signs of arthritis in my neck, which is fucking shit. And yeah, and there we go. And now here I am. I get radiotherapy once a year on my back, and this might be the last time. So whilst I've just had this, my back is fucking sore as shit at the moment, because all the nerves around my spine have been burnt, basically. And whilst they're healing, it's worse than it was before. So I've just got to like fucking try and sit properly. I can't even bend. I always have my legs crossed, and I'm like, fucking why? But I can't even do that. So yeah. So whilst it's healing, I just got to be careful, which is annoying because it's nice outside. I wanted to. Even yesterday, I went with my son to a park, and walking hurt after a while. And then I rolled my ankle whilst I was walking back to the car, and my fucking God, my spine, it was horrible. So yeah. Anyway, skull drawing. Now what I'm doing right now is just picking out the lines that like the more final lines, and then I'll give it some shading as well. I just wanted it to a bit more coherent. And yeah, it's just all about layers. Like, you can see I'm on like layer, what am I on? Layer 5. You just keep building it up. That gap was too big. So yeah, you can add little bits. Bubble in my throat. You can add little bits as well whilst you're making these lines. Right, so basically this is, the lines I'm doing now and the shading is just so you can display it online as like, as a design you would like to tattoo. But, so I'm not gonna go too crazy making this too neat. You can take your time. I just don't want the video to be too long. So you just, it's all about just adding them details. It's kind of like, if you're not going to display it online, if you're not going to give it, put the sketch up for a flash, and if it's just for a person, then just think about it this way. The more detail you put in, the better your reference will be whilst you're tattooing, because that's important. That's really important. Because you don't want, the better your reference, the easier the tattoo will be, basically. The easier it will be to actually tattoo something that you've drawn. Because it's there in front of you, it's already done. You're just recreating it on the skin. And as much as it's fun to freehand stuff and draw stuff from scratch and kind of show off a little bit, so don't get me wrong, I do all the time. I love freehanding stuff. I actually think it suits the body better when you freehand. But then you definitely run more risk when you're freehanding stuff to when you're not. You run more risk of it not working, or like, say not working, like you don't have to start the tattoo until the freehand's perfect. But it takes a lot longer. And if you're not in the right frame of mind, if it's not flowing well for you, then, you know, yeah, it can take fucking forever. So even if I'm freehanding, sometimes I'll just, you know, knock out a rough sketch. So I've got something to look at whilst I'm freehanding. Because in this sort of style, it's difficult to bring up a photo. Like if I'm doing a peony, so obviously I freehand peonies a lot. If I'm doing a peony, I'm not going to bring up a photograph of a peony, because when my peonies don't look like peonies, I don't know what the fuck they look like, but they definitely don't look like peonies. So I'd rather get a good sketch together first. Maybe I can improve on my channel a bit. Do you think I should explain more how things like this will fit in the body? Draw them more for body parts? Because at the moment they're hovering between like me doing an art tutorial where we're just sketching and me doing a tattoo sketch. I don't know. Maybe I'm still finding my way in this YouTube shit. Listen, I want to do some live stuff soon, so I really I might do a couple of private ones a month on my Patreon, because you know, I kind of want to give to the people who are paying, because it's my only income from this at the moment is the Patreon. And as much as I don't want money for everything, I do want money for things, because otherwise I start feeling like I'm working for free. And as much as I love doing this for you guys, I need to earn something, because I can't take my time out. And you know what, same as Instagram, like YouTube's just the same, you know, you give it a few days and all of a sudden your stuff doesn't get published. Like I think last month when I had a bit of a break, I didn't post anything new for like a month, and my fucking God, just my everything went down. No one was watching my shit, apart from people that had already been there, maybe was spreading the word a little bit. It was really hard to get back into it as well. It's exactly like going to the gym, exactly. And once you have a break from it for a little while, it's like, shit, I'm just a fucking idiot. Why are people gonna wanna look at me? So yeah. Right, so every petal. Oh, what is happening there? Let me just see if I've got any other apps open. Every petal that's showing its underside I do these little like, I don't know what they're called, just little lines. And I kind of want equal amounts of darkness to underside petals to overside petals. I'd want the underside of the petals to be equal to the front of the back of the petals to be equal to the front of the petals. Balance in the tattoo, you know. So like here, I'm gonna have, it'll be more dark. Here will be light and then dark again. Now near where let's say the flower's coming from, will be a lot of dark here, dark, light, bit of light there, light, and then you want to bring some dark around the front. These will all be the underside. No, the underside will be the dark parts. Right, from now on, the underside is the dark parts and the overside is the inner bits. Doesn't make any sense. Ooh, fuck, I think I've had too much fucking coffee today. Not enough gym. I don't like that. I mean, that's stupid. Look at that petal. It looks fucking terrible. See, now we've got to break it up. Let's add another. There. Still not sure about that. Like, it needs something else. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like when it's shaded. But that petal, this fucking petal, pissing me off. I just realised this whole time my washing machine's been going, so sorry if you can hear that in the background. We got a new one, so it's pretty damn quiet, but still, you can hear like while I'm talking. Right, cool. My dog's also asleep in the hallway, and I think she's having a dream. You can hear her going whoop, whoop, whoop. Alright, so we'll do a bit of, maybe we'll start a bit of shading now. Equal bit of shading. So again, let's lock the layers we're not using. We'll keep this layer bright, but lock it still. Actually, no, I'm going to do a little bit more on that layer. So when it comes to lines, the thicker lines, usually I'll add around separate objects. I'm trying to add less lines nowadays, but still trying to define certain objects. So I'll add, like, instead of lining the whole of like every single petal, I'll line foreground stuff, and then stuff that's more in the background, I'll just shade it, give that depth a bit more. Right, now we can take the line layer, lock it, and start shading. So with the shading layer, yeah, it depends how neat you want to go. I mean, I'm going to go, I'll shade it pretty. I'm going to do like a kind of rough, not rough. I take my time with drawings, yeah. So this is probably how I draw it out. So far, the last video was half hour. This is half hour, and this is where I'm at the moment. Oh, just sitting here, my back is killing, man. Yeah, so all that bit will be in the dark, and I might have it black from like right over here, black there, and then bring it a little bit lighter near the edge, but no lines here. So you go shade up to the edge, and then have no lines there. And I think you bring it dark from inside, right under the jaw. There, like that. But yeah, no lines. I don't think you need to do lines. You can cut grey line it when you're tattooing, and I found that nice because it is supposed to be dark. It just means you've got to add extra dark elsewhere, so it's not just sitting on its own. If you've been following along with this, please leave it in the comments. And send me your drawings, man. Send me your drawings. I want to do, like, I do get sent some, but not enough for me to, like, warrant doing a whole critique video. Like, it's early days at the moment. You might still think, you might be thinking, oh, dude's got like 140,000 followers on Instagram. It means nothing. I don't think barely any people know that I even have a YouTube channel. If I'm honest, I don't get the word out there enough. It's really hard to actually get the word out there. This is what I mean. It's like, it's difficult. I'm trying to do this extra stuff and I want to do more, but trying to get the word out there without bugging people is actually really hard. Because I don't want to spam people. I'm not here to do that. Like, I want to give people good information and a bit of like a boost in motivation to tattoo. And not even just tattoo, just draw. Like, I want to give people a little boost in drawing, you know? Just a boost, to be inspirational, to be inspired. Because it's difficult nowadays. It's difficult to be inspired. There's so much going on, and every time I'm online, I look at loads of other tattooists, and I still to this day, I judge myself against them. And a lot of the time, it's not even because they're good. It's because of the kind of reaction they're getting to their pieces. They're getting thousands of likes and thousands of comments, and you can't help but like judge yourself against that. You can't help but to sit there and think, will that ever happen for me? And like I said, you're probably thinking, shut up, Jason, look at your following. Man, it means nothing now. Unless you're fucking hot on your content, and I don't mean good at it and making it. I mean, you got to be regular. You got to be daily, or at least a definite time every week. I don't have that, man. I don't have that in me. I have a life. I don't want this to be my life. I don't want to be working outside of work as much as I work, as much as I tattoo. I want to have time to myself and do things, and like, you know, do things with my kids and shit like that. So, you know, it is difficult. So I need, and the only reason this is continuing at the moment is because I get some really cool comments from people, get some really good support for this. And you'll support each other as well. Give yourself some tips. You know, if you're in the comments on this, just fucking help each other out. You know, you've got a question, leave it there. Maybe I should start a little Discord. I should learn how to use it and we can help each other move forward. Well, actually, I'll look into that today. I'll see if I can put a little Discord together. Because I've heard it's good shit. I don't understand it in the slightest, but I've heard it's good. I remember when I was starting out, I used to go to forums to get advice, you know, ask questions about, oh, is this machine good? Like when the Cheyenne first come out, I remember, wow, pen machine, any good? And people were like, well, no, man, you can't use pen machines. You got to stick to them fucking coils. All that shit still goes on, but you know what I mean. It's nice to have a place to go to like discuss ideas, post drawings. Yeah, I'm gonna make a Discord channel. We can all get in there. Everyone who's watching this so far, everyone who's supported, you're all fucking welcome to come in there. Get some advice, talk to each other, leave each other advice. Because I think it's fucking worth it. Again, remember, I am still, as much as I said I wasn't going to, I'm still considering the time this is taking me to do. So I want you guys to take your time a bit more with this when you're drawing it out. Just take your time. And yeah. Hopefully it'll be something you can be proud of. Don't even think about the tattoo. Don't even think about the outcome. Just a sick drawing to put online, you know? Just something cool that you can share and say, fuck, I drew that. It's got these little like dark black bits in the eye there, so that's cool. That's cool little separation of contrast. You can have the dark coming from the top and have these little cuts at the bottom, and it just breaks it up. I just realised he's got no teeth at the top and all teeth at the bottom. I didn't even consider that when I was drawing it. As always, think about where your light's coming from. I'm going to say mine's coming from up here this time. I think because you've got these harsher shadows down here, you can keep these bits more in the dark. The underside of the cheekbone. Oh, went into a bit of a zone there. I thought I was going to fall asleep, man. Shit. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna leave, because this is gonna take me some time. I'm gonna leave you to draw these petals. So remember, an equal amount of underside and overside petals. Like here, black, not black, but you know, dark. I can show you on the screen now a couple of examples of how I would shade petals with a tattoo. So you can pick and choose really, but yeah, usually they'd be dark on these sides. So I'm gonna mark off the dark ones. So these would be dark. This is how I would probably do it. I'd probably have a nice, yeah, have a light one there. Dark, dark, maybe dark there. And obviously this one's dark already. And then the rest will be light. And then, shading wise, add just a little bit to the corners, just so it doesn't look stuck on. You can even add some more petals to the corners if you really want to. Because you kind of want to fill it out. You don't want it to look too lost and stuck. This has got a bit more of an organic flow. Oh, shit. Fucking hell. And in the next video I'll line the tattoo, I'll line the sketch ready for the tattoo. And then you'll see how I would plan out lining ready for a stencil. And then after that, maybe I'll actually show you how I make my stencil at the shop. And like I've said before, I'm not in the business of teaching you to tattoo over YouTube. I feel like that's a very hands-on thing for you to learn. But I will show you the steps. I'll make the stencil, and I'll make the stencil. I'll talk you through how I make the stencil and apply the stencil, and then I'll do a time lapse of the tattoo, and I'll talk you through how I'm shading the tattoo, like, and what I'm thinking about when I'm placing it and where I'm shading and stuff like that. So it'll give you a good idea, a bit of help towards the tattoo when you actually come to do it. Anyway, thanks again for watching. This one might be a little bit longer than the last one, but if you are, if you enjoyed this video or anything, please consider supporting me over on Patreon, whatever. I'm gonna try and do, I'm just racking my brains at the moment, trying to figure out how to do like live Q&A sort of video. I don't know if I should do it on YouTube, on Patreon, or a bit of both. I really don't understand it all. There's some option on Patreon. I have to pay like £30 a month, and the more I'm subscribing to stuff to help me make this stuff, the more it's costing me to make it for free, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to do all this stuff without having to pay more. I've already spent enough money on all this fucking equipment. Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, please Let me know in the comments you get stuck or you want any advice, and I will try and figure out this Discord shit, and maybe we can have like a bit more of a community going where we kind of help each other out. It could be, I don't want everyone to be involved, man. It don't have to be first-time terrorists. I want to get this feeling like it doesn't matter how experienced you are. We are not gatekeepers, and we want to help each other, you know, learn some more about drawing, about tattooing. So yeah, anyway, Patreon, there's a buy me a coffee thing, you can buy some merch, yeah, whatever, man. Just thanks for watching. Just you being here is enough. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Just make a little account and click subscribe, and it helps the channel out. As you probably heard at the end of every other fucking channel you've watched. You guys are fucking sick. I fucking love ya, and I'll put part 3 up soon. Good day to you, kind sirs and siresses. Love you all. Bye.